This is Teepee from Corrosive Elements, and you're watching Death Metal Promotion. Corrosive Elements is a death thrash band from the suburbs of Paris, founded nearly, 20 years ago this year, 2025. We like to mix our death thrash with some influences from hardcore punk and grindcore, rock and roll, hard rock, you name it. We'd like to keep it open-minded. We've been around for 20 years and made a lot of gigs, but unfortunately we're not that productive. We've just released our second album last November. It's called Cut the Serpent's Head, and go check it out. When we began the band, we were looking for some names for, as every band, you try to look for something impressive with impact and reflecting your style. As we were fans of Napalm Death, and on their 95-96 album Diatribes, there is a song called Corrosive Elements, and we thought it was fitting for our style. And since we have conscious lyrics dealing with society, ecology, we thought that Corrosive Elements was the right name, so we stuck with it through the years. Yeah, so it was basically a conscious effort to make a more focused music, straight to the point. We were trying to get rid of some of the experimentations that we did in our previous record, and even with the lyrical content, we try to focus more on the state of our world now. The social inequality, the corruption, some conscious stuff, and we try to stray away from the classic gore or satanic lyrics. It's not that something that interests us for our music. It's not our message. So we wanted to focus on the state of our societies, the rise of racism, inequalities, poverty, stuff that means a lot to us. So it was a conscious effort to stay on that path for the lyrical themes and to be, maybe just another voice to be heard. For the cover art, as you can see it here, it was a collaboration with a very good artist, a friend of ours, Anaïs Herméjean, who did this really pretty good stuff. We wanted a classic painting style like Ed Repka or Dan Seagrave, the guys that made the covers for the classic thrash and death metal albums, and we wanted to get a homage to that era and that style. And for the concept, there is a hydra, but it's a mechanical one, and there are people praying to that hydra. So the hydra is mainly it represents the corruption in our society. The mechanical elements are just to make people aware that we are worshipping more and more technology. We are slaves to technology. Technology can be a good thing, but we are really, really more and more dependent on it. We are staying away from the roots of mankind. We are going to selfish behaviors. So and it's in a post-apocalyptic environment, as we like science fiction and all that stuff. So it was, yeah, it was natural for us to put this on the cover, and it fits with the lyrical content of the album. As you can see with the cover, we've put this this character here. Sorry for my sore throat. This character here represents a bit of hope, like a messiah coming to cut the serpent's head, just to say that it's possible for us to get rid of all the evil in this world if we make the right choices and take the right decisions. And also that's, you know, metaphorical ideas. And we're not trying to give lessons to anybody, but just to make you think about some things in life and the states of our world. And yeah, anyway, in the end, it's just rock and roll, so try to have fun in your life anyway. Well, Gravestone Production is our label. It's our own imprint. We created it to release our music. And for Cut the Serpent's Head, we tried to reach out to some other labels, and we found two labels that helped us to release the music. First, there is Crypt of Dr.Gore. They are a small label mainly focused on the death metal scene. Also Chien Noir, which is a label more rooted in sludge, noise, and experimental stuff. So yeah, it was a three-way collaboration to release the album and make it happen. Well, it depends. I would say that most bands don't need a label anymore if they know how to promote, create and distribute their music. There are a lot of tools to do that, but in the long run, the impact of having a label is a plus for a band, because not every band can be focused or have the technical knowledge or the will to go through the promotion and blah blah blah. You know that stuff. So yeah, I think it's 50-50. If you have the right attitude and you know what you're doing, maybe you're not needing a label anymore. Well, I'm an old guy now. I've begun listening to death metal in the early 90s, around 93, 94, I guess. And it was a natural transition from thrash metal. I was a lot into Slayer, Creator, Exodus, and of course Sepultura, which yeah, made me come to the death metal world. And I never stopped listening to that kind of music. It's one of my favorite styles ever. Maybe, I say maybe, if artists can live off their art, I mean getting more money to just do art, that will be perfect, but such thing doesn't exist anymore. A lot of artists are struggling to just to survive. So I mean, I'm not against streaming or making music free, available freely to the people, because I understand it's not something that can be. I mean, a lot of people can't buy music. They have other priorities in life, but making music costs to the artists, and if there is a more balanced way to to pay the artists, maybe it should be better for, yeah, maybe it should be better. it happens that you are in a bad day, you don't have the strength or the focus, or if the equipment fails on you, you have some technical difficulties on stage. That happens a lot, but you have to keep in mind that it's a show. You have to keep in mind that you have to give 100% at every show and play like if it's the last one. I mean, that's my philosophy, and that's how I see things. And yeah, it happens that you have a bad day, but nothing that prevents from continuing the show or that steals the passion. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm an old school guy. I'm not listening to a lot of new music or watching new movies. My favorite ones are old now, so I guess I'm not that relevant for that question. I think death metal has gone a long way now since the early beginnings, from the proto death metal, from bands like Possessed or Death, to what we have today, like with bands like Cattle Decapitation or Blood Incantation, that are trying to push the envelope, or the hybrid styles like the deathcore. I mean, death metal is still alive and well. I prefer the old school one, the old school way of doing it. But I think it's still here, even if it had some some moments of doubts. But it's still here, so I think it will stay for quite a long time now. And yeah, maybe if there's a new generation playing death metal, it will come with some improvements or evolutions. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need some evolution. Maybe it's better if it stays rotten and necro and old school. But yeah, there is a place for everyone. So feel free to create your own death metal. Do it. The death metal scene in France is pretty active now. We have still some older bands, great bands like Benighted, Loud Blast, and yeah, there are a lot of underground bands still waving the flag of death metal. Bands like Stab Wound, Tales of Blood, or Fatal, Death Blood. Yeah, we have a pretty active scene in the death metal genres, even if we are more famous for our black metal scene. The death metal scene is still active and well. I guess if I have to choose my favorite one, or maybe one that represents the perfect death metal album, I will go with Morbid Angel's second album, Blessed Are the Sick. First, because it was one of the earliest albums in that genre that I have discovered in the early 90s. And yeah, for me, it has a lot of qualities required for a good death metal album. From the cover, the lyrical content and the occult atmosphere, the riffs, the blast beats, the drumming over the top, chaotic solos. I mean, that's all. For me, it represents the best of every aspect required in death metal. Of course, Carcass with Heartwork is a serious contender, but since it's a more melodic one, yeah, I think I will stay with Blessed Are the Sick. For me, it's yeah, the perfect death metal album. I guess for my favorite, all-time favorite death metal cover, it will be Dan Seagrave, a Dan Seagrave painting for the third third Pestilence album, Testimony of the Ancients. This one is, yeah, it's a masterpiece. Well, we've just released our second album. Go check it out. And we are going to play a lot of shows to promote it. And we are planning on beginning writing the follow-up album. And this year we will celebrate 20 years, so maybe there are some surprises coming for our fans. So stay tuned. If I could give a message to the death metal promotion subscribers, well, continue to support underground metal, and of course death metal is our favorite style of music. So yeah, keep supporting metal, keep supporting the underground bands, go to the shows, stop watching Netflix, don't be lazy, go in the pit, buy albums, buy vinyls, CDs, cassettes, you know. That's our culture, that's what we like to do, and this is how we can make our scene alive, keep it fresh, keep it active, and stay safe. Cheers!